What do you say, everybody? Welcome to the Cubs Baseball Channel. Jumping on real quick before the watch party to tell you guys that Porter Hodge has been promoted to the major leagues. So this is a first-time promotion for one of the Cubs' best prospect pitchers and a guy that could make a difference on the staff. We'll find out. But another guy to the IL, which has really just been absolutely amazing that the Cubs have had so many players injured one way or the other. He'll replace Colton Brewer. So we're going to talk about that, give you a little bit of background on Porter Hodge right here on the Cubs Baseball Channel. Like and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, hit the bell so when something like this happens, when we have some breaking news, that you guys will know that we're breaking some news and you'll jump on and hang out with us. So let's get this thing started. And again, Porter Hodge, one of the Cubs' top prospects, is on the way to the major leagues. All right, what do you say, gang? Here we go. Breaking some news right now. Porter Hodge is heading to the major leagues. He is one of the Cubs' top pitching prospects. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But he was a June 2019 draft pick, 13th round, 25th in that round. So he's 402nd overall out of Cottonwood Senior High School, Salt Lake City, Utah. Fastball, slider are his two best pitches. He's got a cutter, and his command can be kind of up and down, but he's a fastball slider guy. He started out in the minor leagues as a starter, and now he's been used relatively most often as a reliever. But he's 23 years old. He's a big guy, 6'4", 230. He was in Double-A last year. He's been in Triple-A this season. And for the Iowa Cubs, a 1-1 record, a 4.80 ERA in his 12 games. And so Colton Brewer placed on the IL. That opened the door for Porter Hodge. And we talked about Hodge being an option on the channel. We've kept saying that. He and Michael Arias are guys who are on the 40-man roster. So you don't have to make a move unless if someone goes on the IL, and that was the case with this. You just slide these guys in and we'll see what they can do. But when Hodge is on, he's really good. It's just the consistency part of the pitching game for him can sometimes get in the way of success. But he's got great stuff. He's definitely an asset for the Cubs. And he's a guy that we figured at some point this year would get an opportunity. Now, when you talk about, Cubs top 30 prospects, he's on the list. I'm going to dig up here and tell you exactly where he is on the list because I know it's probably towards the bottom of the top 30, depending on what list you look at. Number 24 on the MLB Cubs prospect list. So he's anywhere from 25, 24 to 30, but this is the kind of guy that you build an organization around. You want guys that can jump in and give you an arm when you need it, right? And so you never know what it's going to be like for a pitcher making his debut. That's always the thing you worry about with anyone. But Porter Hodge is definitely someone who, could be successful. He actually started this season in Double-A and then went to Triple-A. Ended up last year in Double-A as mostly a reliever. He was 6-7. That was an 80 innings plus. Had almost 11 and a half strikeouts per 9 innings, which is pretty impressive. Just a guy that when he's got that slider going, he's really tough to hit. It's got a ton of movement as well. And so, I'm sure we'll see him probably today. I mean, that seems how a lot of this stuff goes. When you bring a guy up, you want to get him right into the game. But as a minor leaguer, 16-16 record, a 4.37 ERA. Mostly, I mentioned early in his career, a starter. And then the last this entire season and most of last season, he's been strictly coming out of the bullpen. So last year, 35 games, only 12 starts. The 12 starts were at the beginning of the year. then into the bullpen. This year, 12 outings, all out of the bullpen. So they've been priming him for this bullpen experience. And, when you talk about having a guy ready, he's definitely someone that you would figure they could count on just to give them a live arm. Last time he pitched was May 16th against Syracuse. Pitched an inning, gave up 2 hits and a run, did have a couple of punch outs and no walks in the game. This year he's walked 5 and struck out 9. So, it's in 11 innings. It's not like he's pitched a whole ton of baseball, but most of his outings have been an inning, an inning in, a third, a couple of times in May. He pitched 2 innings in April. The beginning of the season when he was pitching in Double-A, threw a couple of 2-inning outings, and then up to Triple-A he went, and hasn't thrown 2 innings in a game since April the 19th. But now all of a sudden you're in the big leagues, and it's like, hey, here you go, buddy. Take 2 innings. The Cubs need you. Bullpen should be pretty set up though after yesterday's game. The loss to the Pirates, because you used Tyson Miller at the end of the game. You used Wisniewski, got a decent start again. Not the best from Justin Steele, but decent. And you feel like things are set up for today at 1:00. So that's what we got right now. Comment section, I'm going to hit you guys up. And then, we'll kind of slide over and, again, remind you that we're coming on to do the watch party at 1:15, and then the game's at 2:20. So Donnie says, call up Brennan Davis. Yeah, Brennan Davis has been on quite a heater in AAA. That's for sure. Magical, like a lot of soft ground ball outs. Somebody on here called him magical the double play, and he's hit into a lot of those. But he did have a 3-hit game a couple of days ago. So yeah, Kurt mentions we're right here through 19 pitches in Iowa. So I don't know. Maybe they didn't really expect him the Colton Brewer injury, but the injury, the move is Colton Brewer going on the IL and Hodge coming out. All right, last thing I'm going to talk about here. We'll get into all this stuff during the watch party. Would you go after Bauer? 100% yes. 100% yes. I would take Bauer right now. Forget about all the other stuff that MLB doesn't like him, all the weird things he's done. I would love to have Bauer. I mean, maybe you use him as a closer, Anyway, all right, guys. Donnie says no, he wouldn't take him. So, all right. Well, you guys get into this with us at 1:15 if you're watching on Friday. But the move is Porter Hodge to the major leagues. Congratulations to him, and go Cubs.